You know, it's interesting how history sometimes feels like a puzzle, isn't it? Pieces scattered across time, waiting for someone to put them together. And one of the most talked about puzzles in American history is the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It's a chapter that still leaves us with more questions than answers, even decades later. Now let's talk about the man who stirred the pot again, President-elect Donald Trump. Back during his campaign, he made this bold claim that he would release the remaining classified government records related to JFK's assassination. It sounded like a promise that could finally shed light on one of the darkest days in American history. But here's the kicker. When he actually got into office, he delayed the release of those documents. It wasn't just a little delay. It was a significant one, and it left many of us scratching our heads. Why promise something so monumental if you're not ready to follow through? It's like saying you're going to solve a mystery and then locking the door to the room where the clues are kept. It's frustrating, right? When Trump made that promise during his campaign, it was like a spark ignited in the hearts of conspiracy theorists, historians, and regular folks alike. The JFK assassination has been a hotbed of speculation since that fateful day in Dallas. Who really pulled the trigger? Was it just Lee Harvey Oswald? Or was there a larger conspiracy at play? The idea that we might finally get our hands on the documents that could answer these questions was tantalizing. It felt like a chance to cut through the fog of history, to grasp the truth that's been eluding us for so long. But then, once he was in the Oval Office, the narrative shifted. The documents were delayed again. It was almost as if a shadow loomed over the promise, casting doubt on whether the truth would ever come to light. Was it political pressure? National security concerns? Or maybe it was just the complexities of governance that made it easier to keep things under wraps. Whatever the reason, it left a bitter taste for those who had dared to hope for transparency. And let's talk about the public's reaction to this. It's fascinating how people engage with history. Some folks were downright outraged, feeling like they'd been duped. Others shrugged it off, saying, "What's the big deal? It's just old news." But is it really just old news? The assassination of JFK is woven into the very fabric of American identity. It's not just about one man's life. It's about the ideals he represented and the questions of trust and transparency in our government. When a president promises to unveil the truth about such a pivotal moment in our history, it resonates on a deeper level. Now let's not forget the role of the media in all of this. The coverage surrounding Trump's promises and subsequent delays was a spectacle in itself. Headlines blared, commentators debated, and conspiracy theorists had a field day. It's like a soap opera, really, with twists and turns that keep the audience glued to their screens. But amidst the drama, the core issue remains. Why does it matter? Why do we care so much about these classified documents? The answer lies in our collective yearning for truth. We want to understand our past, to learn from it, and to ensure that our leaders are held accountable. When secrets linger, they breed distrust. It's like having a friend who keeps too many secrets. Eventually, you start to wonder what they're hiding. The JFK assassination is more than just a historical event. It's a symbol of the larger struggle for transparency in government. And here's where it gets even more intriguing. The JFK assassination has been the subject of countless theories. Some say it was the mob, others point fingers at the CIA, and there are even those who believe it was an inside job orchestrated by the government itself. Each theory adds another layer to the mystery, and the idea that the truth might be hidden in those classified documents only fuels the fire. It's almost like a modern-day treasure hunt, with history buffs and amateur sleuths combing through every detail, hoping to find that one piece of evidence that will crack the case wide open. So, what does this all mean for us today? Well, it's a reminder of the importance of questioning our leaders and holding them accountable. It's about recognizing that the past shapes our present, and that understanding it can empower us as citizens. When Trump made that promise, it wasn't just a campaign tactic. It was a call to action for all of us to engage with our history, to demand transparency, and to keep asking questions. As we move forward, let's not forget the lessons of the past. The JFK assassination is a reminder that history is not just a series of events. It's a narrative that continues to unfold. And while we may not have all the answers now, the pursuit of truth is a journey worth taking. Whether you're a conspiracy theorist, a history buff, or just a curious citizen, the quest for understanding is what binds us together. So, as we reflect on Trump's promises and the ongoing mystery of JFK's assassination, let's keep the conversation going. Let's continue to question, to explore, and to seek the truth. Because in the end, it's not just about uncovering the past, it's about shaping our future. And who knows? Maybe one day those classified documents will finally see the light of day, and we'll all be a little closer to understanding the truth behind that fateful day in November 1963. Until then, let's keep asking the tough questions and demanding the transparency we deserve.